Okay, I promise you I'm not trying to be ignorant, but you guys, it was sickening the details that were in the paperwork that Cassie had against P. Diddy. Okay? It was giving super cringe, like it was sick. Now, I'm going to tell you all the tea right now. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and you watch this video all the way until the end, okay? So first of all, let's keep it a buck. P. Diddy was a whole sexual predator. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Because number one, he was entirely too old to be messing with Cassie when he started messing with her. He met her when she was 19. She already had a boyfriend, which was her producer. But of course, since she was basically signed to P. Diddy, it was like she felt that her whole life was signed away to him. Now, this is the thing that I want to talk about, you guys. The fact is that he basically trafficked her. He had her looking up for men so she could sleep with them. And he wanted to record this, watch this, and then he would, you know what, to this. Now, some people were thinking that, oh, he probably just liked to see her sleep with another guy. No, it was not that, because he told her she needed to wear white nail polish at all times so it could contrast with the color of the man's, you know what, because it just made the scene better. This dude was setting candles, he was directing, he was telling her words to say while she was getting screwed. Like, you guys, it is so cringe. It is so crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, Miami girl, what is going on behind the scenes, child? Like, we need to know. Hit the like button. We need to know, okay? And the fact that P. Diddy decided that he was going to settle on this lets you know. Not only that, he was very, rough with her. You know what I'm saying? To where he would kick, punch her in her face, in her back. You know, if she was talking to someone else and entertaining someone else, he would get very violent with her. It was her on her own birthday, you guys. On the day of her birthday, she had a party, and he told her that he wanted her to go off so they can have a rendezvous with another man. And she said no, and he got violent with her then. And it was said that he actually put his hands on one of her friends at the party, and that he dangled her over a 17-story building. Now, you guys, now I'm thinking to myself, yeah, P. Diddy, he really on something. But I already knew P. Diddy was something else when I heard him talk about the death of Biggie. And when he was on the recording, he was like, I don't care if everybody got up. You feel me? So when he said that, he was yelling and screaming, and I'm like, whoa, this the P. Diddy I've never, I ain't never seen this side, you know what I'm saying? So it let me know back then, oh yeah. And let's not forget, he's still tied up with this whole Tupac situation. So yeah, but getting back to the story, yes, P. Diddy, like, he got a whole lot of stuff going on right now. And the fact that he settled lets you know that he didn't want even more details to come out, because that means she was going to have witnesses that were going to come out. She was going to have photos, you know what I'm saying? And they're saying in the paperwork that her parents did take photos of this when she decided to run back home to Connecticut where her parents lived. So she did, separate herself from P. Diddy, but it took 10 years, you guys. That's a very, very long time to be entangled with someone for that long. Like, at this point, it was like she was literally a slave, like she was. And she did all of this because she felt that her career was going to suffer. And it's like, girl, when you first got on, that's when everybody was liking you. It's like, once you got even more entangled with P. Diddy, he did nothing for her career. It was like she was almost blackballed, but she was still in the public's eye as his eye candy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he literally diminished her and tarnished her brand. So what do you guys think? Drop a comment. Tell me how you feel about the situation, because we about to go even more into details, you guys. Yes, it gets even more thick, because I feel like at the end of the day, P. Diddy is one of those type of people that will always be protected. P. Diddy is going to have all this stuff swept under the rug. Keep in mind, it's still a whole mystery behind his baby's mother's demise. You feel me? They never really got to the bottom of that, because they're saying that she had a doctor that was with her, but she still ended up passing. What's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Her computer just all of a sudden came up missing. Like, that was the first thing that P. Diddy wanted to know, is where her computer is. But I'm going to tell you something that people aren't talking about. I wonder why people are not bringing up the fact that still Cassie literally stayed in this toxic environment for 10 long years, which just goes to show you that abuse victims often are trapped, not necessarily physically, but it's a psychological thing. That's what really keeps them trapped. And that's how it's easy for you to be able to traffic those type of people. And that's something that I learned in a class. I'm just keeping it real. So for those people saying it's cap, no, what I'm telling you is actually a fact. You can look it up. And another thing too is, this just goes to show you, when you sign a contract, how people can literally just steal your life source. And it's giving me that she basically, no shade, sold her soul literally to the devil, because people are calling Diddy the devil. And then once she did this, she was just in this situation where she felt like she constantly had to do things to satisfy him, but she was getting nothing out of it. It's giving that P. Diddy was Cassie's handler. That's what it's giving. Sorry, but yeah. And so we're going to say that everything that I said basically was allegedly based upon the acts that P. Diddy was so-called engaged in that I said in this video. However, let's keep it clear. This is what I did see in paperwork, but still allegedly. So, anywho, this also makes me feel like a lot of these artists who say they are in these bogus contracts, this is why they want to get out of these contracts, because a lot of their lifestyle is being dictated by the contracts that they've signed. It's one thing to be an entertainer and only get a portion of your creativity, but it's another thing to also feel like you have been enslaved. So a lot of people are so quick to want to judge these people and say, well, you signed the contract, you should have read it. A lot of us, we don't understand regular terminology in legal business. That's why you have to have an attorney for that type of thing. And let's be clear, people that have money, you know what they'll do? They will pay the attorney that you hired. You think these people won't go around you and find out who your lawyer is because they have people around you that's watching you the whole entire time? So even if you do think you're making a business savvy move, you can still, be sold out. And that's just how the game is, because the game is dirty. But another thing, this also makes me feel like, what are all these artists doing? What are they willing to do in order for them to be able to keep the fame and keep the popularity and keep the money? Because this is exactly how Cassie got suckered into this whole ordeal.
Okay, Ms. Coco, I just want to say one thing out of the whole thing. How is Diddy flying man out here with big black, I'm confused. And I heard he was beating off in the corner. I'm confused with the whole...
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. So again, like I was saying before, Diddy likes men. This is what I believe, okay? I'm not telling his truth. I'm telling you what I think. And who cares what I think? But, there have been a lot of rumors, and I hate to say it, but when people keep saying the same thing about you, and they've been saying it for years and years and years and years, there's probably some validity about that, because how many of you guys heard about him being in the bedroom with Ja Rule? How many people heard about that? And we remember when Ja Rule and DMX was beefing, while Ja Rule was calling DMX a crackhead, DMX was calling Ja Rule a fruitcake. He sure was, and this is no shade to the LGBTQ. Yeah, no shade. I'm telling you what the dude said. So let's leave that on that.
Yeah, and I got one more question I'm trying to ask you, Miss Coco. And they say for her birthday, he told her he wanted to go to a freak off, some type of, I guess, sex orgy party or whatever. And I heard he got mad or whatever. And he started, I don't know, kicking her, punching her from her head or the back. Was that true? They say he kicked her in the back, and like a couple weeks later, she shaved her head like Sheba.
You know what? You guys, again, this is what I was saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was said that he was putting hands and feet on Cassie because he basically wanted her to have these freak-offs, or AKA a FO. And basically, it would be her doing an internet search for black men that had big eggplants. And so he wanted to see the encounterment. I think it was just his opportunity to see a straight black man having relations. I don't believe that Cassie really, it mattered, because if he really was attracted to her and really wanted her, then he would not want to see her having relations with somebody else and then be playing with himself in the process. It was because he was getting turned on by the men. Let's be clear. That's the only thing that makes sense. Now, we're not going to sit up here and play these games and act like that's not true. He was flying these men out. So it wasn't like he was necessarily like PIMP. You know, he wasn't doing that to her, but because they weren't paying for Cassie's services. It was more or less so he was sponsoring Cassie up just so he would be able to have a real life prono. Okay? And we know what that is. Alright. So, you got any other questions?
No, not really, because even off you flying men out, that kind of confused me, and I don't want to speak on that no more. It's kind of weird.
Okay. Oh, but I do have to make a comment that you said about her shaving her hair and going bald head. You know, you guys, I believe that the reason why she was shaving her hair off is because that was part of the programming as well. But also because, see, since he like men, it's like when she cut her hair, it's giving tranny vibe. It is. It's giving androgynous. No shade. She's giving masculine and feminine energy. So it probably depends on the lighting or what side that she's on. It could look like two men together having sex. Depends on the position, what they doing. And that's what I feel like, honestly, like what it was giving. Like, you guys, it was again sickening. But you guys, do not report this. You guys, make sure you like and share, subscribe, because you know YouTube be hating. I just had to tell y'all what it was and give y'all the real tea, because I was listening to some of these people and they was just not getting to the tea. They was not getting to the juice. We're gonna pray for you, Cassie girl, and you too, Miami. Peace.